Welcome, everybody, to the Fred Dreyer Show. We're here in the Sports Lounge. We've got the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend, the one and only star of our show, Mr. Fred Dreyer's here. Fred, how you doing this week?
Thanks so much, Mike. You don't happen to have an extra ink pen over there, do you?
I might have one. We'll get it to you.
I just want to record some of the great things you say.
There you go. That's really nice.
Thank you.
Well, look at that.
Jeremy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Marino, seriously, is evacuating his parents in one of the new fires out there, and our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody in Southern California now in the Lake Hughes area up by Santa Clarita. So in is our other producer, our longtime producer, J.D., Jeremy Dayton. J.D., are you okay? You safe and sound, I hope?
Externally, yes. Internally, still a little wounded.
Yeah. We got the Baltimore
Ravens lost. He's a big. You're from Baltimore, I guess. Is that correct?
I am.
Yeah.
Charm City.
Yeah.
We're so charmed this weekend.
Well, look forward to baseball. You should have a good team, don't you think? The Orioles, did they get a few extra players?
We did. We just signed a new starting pitcher from Korea, but we did lose Corbin Burns, so we'll see. It's a long off season.
What happened to Corbin Burns?
He signed back with Milwaukee or Arizona.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he went back where he came from.
Well, get out of here.
Okay.
Go back where you came from after one of his losses was shot from the stands, and he did, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
We got we're right in the heart of football playoff time, and Fred Dreyer, we're going to get your expertise on this because there was some incredible
I still have some left. I not a lot, but just a little bit. Enough to get us through the show, I think.
Last week after the show, Fred and I went out to our dining hot spot over there at the ramp. And it was really cooking, wasn't it? There were parties in there.
I loved it when the 18-wheelers go by and your plate jiggles off the top of the table.
They rev it up and they go a little brr, brr, and you can hear a shout out, "Hey, Fred!" It's like great place. And there were Jaime is one of the great waiters over there. The guy has a very good knowledge of wine and sports. And so there you have it. He always comes by our table and lays down $100. Did you give it back to him?
He drinks a little bit on the job.
No. After work, he has a sample of some of the good wine.
Oh,
all right. So settle back. We'll give you all the details of the show when we come back. In the meantime, check us out because we're also video casting here. To go to Facebook Live and throw in some comments. We'll be back in the lounge, the Fred Dreyer Show.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Hear that? It's the gentle sound of a waterfall on your hike. And if you were here, you'd take a deep breath of fresh air if you weren't so winded. But you're not here, because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the bugs you wipe from your headlights are all the nature you need. So if you ride, see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Get an online quote in as little as 3 minutes, all from the great indoors. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
You experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 800-785-9618. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-785-9618 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 800-785-9618 right now to schedule your tax-deductible vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-785-9618 now.
And we're back here on the Fred Dreyer Show, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend. I'm your host, Michael Horn. The star of our show is Fred Dreyer.
Yes.
Two great careers. A football superstar, all-pro defensive end, acting legend in Hunter, Land's End. So many great series, movies, and so much more. And then you got yours truly, Michael Horn, and our producer, JD, who's, JD's getting married soon, Fred. I don't know if you know that.
Well,
big wedding coming
don't
up,
keep it a
Jordan,
secret.
So when's the big day, JD?
July 18th this summer. 6 months, just under 6 months
6
now.
months. We better take you out to the ramp.
What are the overall plans?
Yeah.
Well, we're getting married at a country club in Granada Hills. Hopefully it'll still be standing. And then the honeymoon plans are supposed to be a family trip to Thailand.
Oh, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
I got a couple addresses in Bangkok there. Maybe.
Never mind. You did some Hunter episodes there, didn't you, in Thailand?
We made a movie over there in Bangkok, Thailand. We was there for about 3.5 months.
But there was an episode of, wasn't there an episode of Hunter there killing Cole Porter or something?
Yeah, well, there was a little segment there we spun off on, where we had one of our guys who was a piano player, and he was just a crazy guy, great character. Sid was, we call him the Sidness, because a lot of Sidness goes a long way when he starts playing the piano.
And was he the guy singing in the bar or something there and whatever?
Yeah, no, that was another guy.
Yeah, what was that one about? This is a great story.
The idea was, thank you. The piano player for the Trader Vic's restaurant
in Thailand?
In Thailand, in Bangkok there.
Yeah.
And right next to the Chao Phraya River, there was, all these long boats, and we were always out monkeying around. And then we saw this guy. He was a piano player, and he worked in the evening, of entertaining the dinner guests. And so he was so bad. It was laughable.
How bad?
Then it was aggravating, and then I found out I started drinking more, and he was not better. He was worse. So I paid him $20 to stop playing. And
he was singing Frank Sinatra tunes.
He was singing Cole Porter tunes.
Well, he was good.
I got you under my skin, and when he started hitting the second chords, started saying, I got you under my skin. Brother, do I have you under
Yeah, but not in the right way.
So,
Yes.
So you actually went up, and he thought he was getting a tip for his great singing, and you gave him $20 to stop?
The funny thing was, he's playing in the middle of the dance floor. The piano's there, and there's, the dance floor they put tables, different sizes for different groups of people, around the piano in the middle of the dance floor. I got up and walked through to the piano player and pulled out $20, and I said, "Please stop."
Yeah. What's please stop in Thai though? Probably.
He spoke enough English, coupled with the $20 bill flying through the air into his palm, and I just said, "Please stop."
Did he quit? Did he stop?
Stop it. He said, "I said you're killing Cole Porter," and he didn't understand. He didn't understand what it was.
You know, if someone's annoying you in Thai, what you say is "bato'oi." Bato'oi. Yeah.
Well, he stopped playing, and as I recall, you got him in trouble with the owner of the place.
Well, he got up in the middle of playing and walked off into the back of the floor there, and went I guess into the men's room or the lounge, had a cigarette, and then another two guys hustled off the floor and went to the back, and they looked to me as though maybe I should go back and help the guy.
So you went back?
So I went in the back, and he was talking to the guy, just ripping him. And I said, it's my fault. I gave him $20. And he said, you gave him $20? I said, yeah. I said, and there's more where that came from.
I love that story. It was an episode. I think the episode's title, "They're Killing Cole Porter."
Yes, somebody's killing Cole Porter. So we made an episode out of
that event.
Well, it was not so much an episode as it was a reason to bring musicians together from all over the place
to play.
Yeah, to play and to play Cole Porter, and we would film them playing Cole Porter badly.
So Pamela,
worked.
This is good. Pamela, who was our valedictorian here and our photographer here on the show, one of our great listeners. You got to look up that episode and tell us what season that was from, because I got to see it.
I got to remember that when we're there.
Somebody's killing Cole Porter.
That's it. Now, this show is coming to you from CRN Digital Talk Radio on all of our radio affiliates, also on Sports Byline, our flagship 790 KABC, Saturday 6 p.m. in Los Angeles, and also on Sirius XM Channel 203, Sirius Channel 217, and the XM Sirius app at 967. So check it out. Now, let's talk a little football the time we got left. Let's look at some of these games from last weekend. Kansas City, everybody sort of picked them, right? I mean, they're kind of an odds-on favorite here to go all the way. They beat the Houston Texans 23-14. There were 280 turnovers in the NFL since Week 12. The Chiefs have committed none of them, absolutely zero. What do you think of this Chiefs team? It's pretty good, isn't it?
One of the great things about them is they don't make mistakes, and they're in the same pressure games for the last 3 years now, and they've been doing a great job. They're coached exceedingly well by Andy Reid and his staff, and then you've got the execution of the offense and the defense. Spagnuolo is the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. He does a great job.
Yeah.
And I guess you'd have to, if you're going to bet money, I would place a wager on the Chiefs to three-peat.
Yeah, I kind of look at it that way too. I thought it was going to be, Baltimore give them a run for their money, but that's not going to happen. So we'll see what's going on. But that Andy Reid, he's got that coaching staff down, and I'm telling you, it's just a good team, overall balanced team. So let's get into this next game here, because this one here did hurt our producer, J.D. Jeremy Dayton. Buffalo Bills 27, the Baltimore Ravens 25. Now it was cold. There was a lot of snow on that field. Is that the way it normally is in Baltimore when they play these games?
I mean, it can be, definitely can be. That's the thing. Who knows if it would have been like that if it was in Baltimore? I don't think we got the snow that day, but the fumble that Lamar had at midfield, I think, can be attributed to the weather. He's trying to make something happen, but 3 turnovers. I could go any different routes on how bad this game was.
Yeah. So
I was waiting to hear what Fred thought, because I know he picked the Bills, and we didn't even force them to have to play any kind of. They didn't even have to look good. I saw it was Josh Allen's worst statistical game in his playoff career, because he didn't have to do anything, because we kind of just laid it out there for him.
What did they have? How many turnovers in that game? 3, was it?
3, yeah.
You know what they say? Do you have kind of a rule of thumb there. Jackie Slater says if you have 2 or more turnovers in a game, there's an 80% chance your team is going to lose. You think? Do you go
Jackie said that?
Yeah, that's what he said. It's a stat.
What did Vinny say? Is what I
said ask the limo driver.
Can it be the limo driver from Die Hard?
Yeah, just ask the limo driver. All right.
That 2-point drop. Oh, man, Mark Andrews.
We'll talk a little bit about that game when we come back, because I know it stings when your team, I, of course, am a big Dodger fan, so I'm still at an ultimate high on that 5-game New York Yankees victory over there for you Yankee fans. All right, don't forget you can email Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com. Fred, F-R-E-D, Dreyer, D-R-Y-E-R, at CRN, Championship Radio Network, crntalk.com. Follow him on Facebook at Fred_Dreyer. It's the same with him. Also on Instagram. We'll be back.
Savor the past and savor the glory days of Las Vegas. Enjoy 70 years of true Las Vegas history as 4 generations of family wait to greet you at the legendary Bootlegger Italian Bistro. Wine, dine, and experience Mama Maria's award-winning original recipes while surrounded by original family photos and celebrity memorabilia. Enjoy piano artistry nightly with music from the Great American Songbook in our main formal dining room. The Bootlegger Italian Bistro, 7700 Las Vegas Boulevard South. In the entertainment capital of the world, the Bootlegger Italian Bistro, open 7 days a week. 7700 Las Vegas Boulevard South, in the entertainment capital of the world. It's Vegas, baby.
This is baseball's Ron Say. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers, but the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you will have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to the short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Get your set of Michelin Defender 2 tires at Hank's Tires, 19951 Ventura Boulevard in Woodland Hills. Call my buddy Steve Goldberg at 818-340-4200. That's 818-340-4200. Hank's Tires is also built to last. Hank opened Hank's Tires in 1953, and we are the oldest tire and auto repair shop in the San Fernando Valley with 100% customer satisfaction. Hank's is AAA approved for all of your auto repair needs. Call Hank's Tires at 818-340-4200 and tell them Ron Say sent you.
You hear that? That's the sound of uncertainty lurking under your hood. You know the feeling. I know I do. That sudden sinking sensation when you see a check engine light or your car unexpectedly breaks down and you're faced with sky-high repair bills. It's time to shield against unexpected repairs with CarShield. CarShield is America's most trusted auto protection company and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Don't let the fear of a breakdown keep you up at night. Trust the Shield, CarShield, and say goodbye to terrifying repair bills and hello to peace of mind. Your plan also comes with 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental car options, and so much more. Don't wait till it's too late. Call CarShield now before a breakdown. Protect your wallet. Protect your car with CarShield. Get our best protection ever. Call now. You'll thank me later. 800-824-7094. 800-824-7094. That's 800-824-7094.
Welcome back to the one and only Fred Dreyer Show. I'm Michael Horn with the star of our show, Fred Dreyer, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend. We call him the Sultan.
Yeah.
The Sultan of safeties. 2 safeties in the same game, in the same quarter.
That'll never be done again, Mike.
Against 2 different quarterbacks in that quarter, by the way.
Who were they?
Scott Hunter and Scott Hunter.
Scott Hunter.
And
what's the other guy?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's no one.
Scott Hunter and come on,
Jim Delgado.
Jim Delgado. There you have it.
I saw him on TV the other day.
Still around after you knocked him down?
Yeah, he's shorter than I thought he was.
A little bit. It's good. Hey, we talked last week. You knocked Johnny Unitas on his Kiefer there when you were a rookie.
Right on second base in Yankee Stadium.
That's where he was?
That's where he was.
He went right down there, and he looked at you.
And he said, "Nice hit, kid."
It's great. All right, hello to our listeners. We have our chat room going. The show is not only a radio show, but we put it on our YouTube channel. So go to CRN Talk. That's our YouTube channel, and look up the Fred Dreyer Show. You can take a look at it anytime. We're on Roku. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook Live, and we've got our chat room going. And Rachel Joan G. Shelley is saying prayers for everybody that has lost their homes, suffered during the fires in California. Rachel, she also says hello to you, Fred, and
well, thank you,
JD. Also, I'm sure she's going to send you a wedding gift.
Very good.
Bruce is out there, says he loves the show. Martine is from the Cape Canaveral, where she's waiting for some kind of launch, listening to our show. And then we have a second Rachel now, Rachel Legowski, and she is saying hello to us. And then we got Chris, who's known as Christine, and she is from the Hunter Works For Me website. That's kind of your fan club, Fred.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, hunterworksforme.com. We need to have those guys on as a guest. Chris, line it up. Get yourself ready to go and tell everybody what do you have, like meetings? You know, that kind of stuff. You know, Fred goes out.
Cigar night? Do you have cigar night? Just say yes. I'll be there.
That could be a whole special evergreen show.
Could be a pretty good one.
Could be. And so she said that she was at one of the celebrity shows. You know, we have signings and you guys chat and everything like that. And she said she was lucky enough to go to the ramp after the show, after a celebrity show. And she says, definitely an interesting place.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember her?
Yes,
Do you remember her?
Yes, the food. She says food was good and it's fun. And I think she's a regular now when she comes in town at the ramp. It's at
well, she stays out there right across from the airport, the Burbank Airport, and then she's able to walk down the hall and down to the...
she's got to take a car there, or Uber or something.
Well, she knows how to get around now.
It's up to the ramp on the 5 freeway. That's why the restaurant's called the Ramp. But under new management, it's pretty good. They have, plenty of great food there. Italian food, steaks. We like the seafood, don't we?
We do.
That salmon is pretty good. So is the halibut.
I'm not as you know, I'm not a avid, nor am I a tepid seafood person.
Wait a minute. You love seafood.
Well, I like certain seafood. What I meant was crustaceans. I don't like them.
You don't like shrimp and all that kind of stuff, right?
No, I don't.
How about clams?
No. Oh, no.
But he does like salmon.
No.
Fred has been known to eat lots of salmon.
No, salmon is a beautiful fish.
Yeah.
Very clean.
And the halibut is good.
Yep, halibut is excellent. Whitefish, it's excellent.
But
always.
Somebody has got you turned on a little bit to some. You've been doing a little Italian style recently, and they have Italian food there at the ramp.
Well,
we should do a commercial for them.
They have where I go is a great pizza place.
Yeah, do a commercial for that place.
The crust is as thin as the paper on my desk here.
That's good. Fred, I have to tell a story. Fred had told me that he never eats pizza, and then I said, why? And you said it stemmed from a high school gathering, didn't it?
It was the crust was too thick and too freaking hot. And I thought to myself, gee, I don't think... I was in high school.
Yeah, and you'd never had it. It was your first chance at a slice of pizza, and
I said, yeah, they gave it to me, and I said, oh, okay. So I bit into it. It stuck to the roof of my mouth and scalded my...
the cheese.
Yes.
Cheese on the crust.
Yes.
Yeah, that's happened.
A little hot.
Yeah.
That has happened to all of us at one time or another, right? A little too hot?
Well, anyway, I as I was running out the front door... looking for a pail of water.
Dr. Beecham, the Twilight Sleep dentist.
The guy yelled as I went by him, so what do you think? You like it?
So I guess you were never a spokesman for Papa John's or Domino's.
No. But we went to a great pizza place whose name escapes me in Orange County. We went out there on a little gathering. We were supposed to do tasting. And they had the very thin crust pizza that was also very moist and wonderful. And you loved it. I remember we ordered about 3 of those pizzas.
And the key for me was... What was it? I got rid of the pepperoni. Now, if you were to tell people... you don't like pepperoni in your pizza, you might have to defend yourself.
Correct.
But it was a delicious treat for us, wasn't it? Don't you agree?
It was delicious. What do they call it? It's a special kind of pizza that they have that's very thin crust. I'll have to look it up.
I think they called it thin crust pizza.
Could be.
I'm pretty
Maybe
sure.
I think you're absolutely right now that I think about it.
Pretty sure that's it.
Paper thin crust. But it was just so wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, back to the, we're trying to spare JD. So this Buffalo Bills-Baltimore Ravens game, 27-25, the Ravens lose, Bills win, Josh Allen looking good. But here's the thing. Who's the guy that dropped that stupid ball there? That Marshall guy, what's his name?
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews, yeah, Mark Andrews.
Tight end.
I mean, Lamar Jackson throws the ball right into his freaking hands, and I know it was inclement weather, but what happened there?
I think he just tightened up. People were trying to say maybe the ball didn't have the same type of whip on it, but I mean, you could hit him right between the numbers. I think when he got stripped, when he was trying to make a play at midfield.
He got stripped?
When he fumbled the ball in the fourth quarter, that blew up our. Nice. We never punted in that game once. We were 7-10 at third down, never punted once. We set all sorts of like milestones for how good you did on offense and did not win, and it just
told Jesus.
I'll say this because I could go on and on, but I was touched to see that the Bills Mafia, their fans, out of empathy for Mark Andrews and all Ravens fans, started a crowd fundraiser for Mark Anthony's charity. No, they did. You know, they were like, let's raise money for his charity for
because he dropped
diabetes. The ball. Yeah, but you know what? Like so many fans, it gets so toxic. They're like, "Oh, get rid of this guy. He's like one of our best players in team history." And you got Ravens fans saying, "Get rid of him." It's so toxic. It's like, you know what? He's a human being.
I thought he caught it, and the announcers thought he caught it. They said it was a 2-point conversion that would have tied the game.
It hurt. It hurt.
No, that wasn't close to being caught.
What?
I mean, how do you define that?
Here's our expert. What do you say,
I'm not
Fred?
an expert. I just it's
talk to the limo driver.
It's self-evident, you know. I mean, he started on his way down, and the ball was a little. He had to reach for it, and the timing was off.
He didn't have to reach for it. I mean, it hit him right there. I mean, I think he went.
Well, he was going one way, and the ball went to him. But the ball, it looked to me as though the trajectory of the football was off.
I mean, he catches that like 99 out of 100 times.
Probably.
It's a second. I mean, he only had one drop all year, and then he had two in that game. It was his second drop in the game, and after the fumble, he hadn't fumbled in like 5 years. So it's like something. Zay Flowers fumbled last year. There's some sort of curse. They need to, every day in practice, they need to be like, treat this play like your life depends on it. Don't fumble it.
Lamar Jackson was a class act. He went over to him afterwards, says, "It's not on you. This is a team game."
Yeah.
And I see that as a class act. And that's why, by the way, we'll be talking about Lamar here a little bit later in the game. He's got some honors bestowed on him. Now, we had the Kansas City game. What about this Philadelphia Eagles, L.A. Rams game, 28-22? That's your old team there, Fred. And they stayed in there. They could have won that game. There are a couple of some people dropped some balls in there a little bit, but that's Saquon Barkley. He's a pretty good sprinter. When the field is full of ice and snow, this guy really moves right through the center. You couldn't stop him.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on to the next game. What did you watch that game?
I was playing in a pickleball tournament, so I didn't get to watch that game. I wish I would have. I love those snow games. But.
You know, and here's the deal: they had who's the big mouth there on the Rams there? Verse, Jared Verse was apparently
he's a rookie. He's going to learn.
He would tell me about this, but he comes into the thing and he has a big before the game starts says he not only hates Philadelphia the team, he hates the crowd, he hates the fans. Philadelphia people are crazy. I mean, what would you if he was on your team? That puts everybody that'd kill you.
You just simply say to him, whisper it so you don't embarrass him.
What do you say?
Shut up.
Yeah, I think that's a bad thing over there. And they say that they wanted that the Rams wanted to kind of spice up the team. But I know it's different when, like Bob Costas went ahead and said the Dodgers were the worst team prior to playing the '88 World Series. And the Dodgers came around, and Tommy Lasorda used that to pump up the team to get them to get a victory and take the World Series. But it's different when it's a player talking about the other team, I think.
Well, it's a close game. Why inspire your opponent with epithets of I don't know what you're talking about, his grandmother or his sister or his mother or whatever the definition of bad rapping the opponent. He should just be quiet and catch balls and sack quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I would agree. What do you think about it? Go ahead and get on the chat room there on Facebook Live and say hello. Email Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com. Follow him on X, Fred_Dreyer, Instagram at Fred_Dreyer, and Facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer. We'll take a little break. When we come back, more here. We got some more games to analyze, and we got some big games coming up, so stay with us.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-745-9090. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-745-9090. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-745-9090.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Attention pet lovers. Try Greska's Carbon 60, a revolutionary pet supplement designed to keep your furry friends at their very best. It's packed with powerful antioxidants. Greska's Carbon 60 supports your pet's immune system, joint health, and vitality. Now, whether you have a playful pup or a seasoned senior, give them the gift of wellness with Greska's Carbon 60. Visit our website at C60.com. That's the letter C, the number 60.com, or call 720-600-6040. You can learn more and order today. Your pets deserve the best, so give them Greska's Carbon 60, because a healthier pet means a happier you. Go to C60.com or call 720-600-6040. C60.com or 720-600-6040.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808. Welcome back here to the Fred Dreyer Show, the All-Pro defensive end, the acting legend. Here in the Sports Lounge, I'm Michael Horn, along with our producer, Jeremy Dayton, and Fred Dreyer, the All-Pro defensive end, the Sultan of Safeties, as we call him. Guys, let's look at this upset game. Washington, the Commanders, 45, the Detroit Lions, 31. The coach there, Coach Dan, was crying after the game was over there. It was like a Cinderella year for Detroit. They lose to this rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels. He had quite the game, Fred Dreyer.
He's a terrific player, and he's got a lot of football in front of him. But he's the one thing is he's got leadership qualities at a very young age. What is this? It's his first year. Is that Jeremy?
Yeah,
that's his first year.
Jaden.
Jaden.
First year, yeah.
Jaden, yeah. Yeah, but I'm saying that's his first year. You're right, Fred. And he's got his foundation grounded. He's got a good look on his belief in the good Lord above. He talked about that before the game started. Just having a good time. He's smiling. It looks like he's got a good disposition. I look for him to do some good things this weekend. We'll see. Listen to this. Here's something you may not know. We talked about this here on some other shows. But Jaden Daniels uses virtual reality. Puts the headset on there, and he uses that to train before the games because he adjusts the speed. He turns the speed up. Everything runs at 1.75 times regular speed, so the defense moves faster. The brain adapts to heightened pace. This guy can look around and see what's going on when he's playing the game. He could probably pick out a girl in this crowd to wave at and then throw the football.
Oh, that's good, Mike.
It's like Fred.
What do you think of that, Fred? Did you ever do? I mean, obviously, you
I did it all the time. That's all I did, actually. They played with 10 guys, and I was on the sideline.
A little bit there, huh? So it's pretty good training that he has there, and he does extra reps each week, thousands of mental repetitions he's got. So I don't know. I think the kid is the real deal here. We'll see what happens.
Oh, he's definitely the real deal.
Now, they have a couple, we have in our show here today, you put together for us, JD, studs and duds from the Rams' heartbreaking loss to the Eagles. And one of them is Jared Verse. They say he's a stud, but even though he kind of said he hates the Eagles fans, and he backed it up with his trash talk, but the Boo Birds were going at him, and he recorded 4 tackles, 2 sacks, and had constant pressure on Jalen Hurts, the quarterback for Philadelphia. Your thoughts on that, Fred and JD?
Well, look, I mean, that's the guy that has to perform. He's a terrific player, and these are the types of games where you can launch your career and help sway the outcome in your favor.
Studs by our staff, a big part of the offense. Tyler Higbee, Ethan Evans also had a rough rookie season last year, was very good on Sunday. Puka Nacua, he's one of the great guys there. Here's one of the deals. Another stud, the quarterback for the Rams, Matthew Stafford, and they say a lot of quarterbacks couldn't play as well as he did in the snowy condition. He threw the ball 44 times, completing 26 passes. Now, he said he's going to think about whether he's coming back to play. Is there a possibility, Fred Dreyer, that Matthew Stafford would retire from the game?
Well, what is he, 38 years old?
Yeah, something like that.
He's going to be 38, and he's got a little beat up here toward the end of the year.
Broken ribs. He was playing with broken ribs.
Four broken ribs.
They'll heal up.
And, I'm sure they're preparing in the next year to 2 years making a big splash with a quarterback, either a trade or having the team draft the top rookie. I understand there's no real top-notch quarterbacks in college this year. What's his name? Shakir.
Oh, Shadur Sanders?
Shadur, yes, it's Shadur Sanders. He's, I guess, a good prospect. There's a couple of they have, but they're going to be down the totem pole in terms of opportunities to get someone through the draft.
So he had the rib injury.
He's 36, by the way.
Late in the season, and he suffered that one in the Week 15 against the 49ers. Long season, you get beat up a little more. Apparently, we do this show. Once it's done, it's a podcast, and we post it up at wherever you get your podcast. You can listen to the show. Just go look for the Fred Dreyer Show. And Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly, has a podcast. Mm-hmm. So we should get her on it. Anyway, she said on her podcast, it's called Time Out, she said of her husband, Matthew, he cracked 4 ribs, but just didn't really let anyone to know really much about it. He continued his everyday process like nothing was wrong, would come home and be miserable. So pretty good play from a guy with a few cracked ribs there. I think about 4 of them, right? 4 ribs? That's what
we had.
Said, yeah. Yeah, did it? Yeah.
So he said he's going to take some time to decide after the loss whether he'll retire and continue. Sean McVay said that Matthew hurt his rib early against the Eagles, calling him dinged up. But he said he's a warrior. He's tough. He represents so many things that are right about what about this team, because especially for a city that's hurting and going through some difficult stuff with the wildfires and stuff, he says, I think he epitomizes a lot of the stuff that's right at him in terms of toughness, resilience, ability to overcome adversity. He's a total freaking stud.
Just thinking about that, he is a stud, but he played in that dome, and I'm not taking anything away, but when you just think about the different factors that goes into players' stats and ability to turn the ball over or not, Lamar Jackson doesn't fumble the ball if they're playing in a dome. That's one thing for sure. Like, the elements play such a factor, especially in the playoffs.
Now, the MVP award, this is from the regular season. It has nothing to do with the
actually, what this was from the NFL Writers Association. The official one is the AP. That's what I said to you in the meeting. Yeah, so this is a heavy indicator because he already won All-Pro. So this is a heavy indicator who it will be.
So this one is the 2024 NFL MVP by the Pro Football Writers of America.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They announced Lamar the MVP, Saquon Offensive Player, and Patrick Surtain, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. What do you think of that, Fred?
Well, if you've got great players and they excel, it's one thing. And it's another thing for people who aren't playing, who are writers, who now decide they're going to vote for who the best player is. And my feeling is the players will tell you who the best players are.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Well, there's different mixed opinions from players too, though. I mean,
you're going to get a truer sense of who plays, who doesn't. There's petty jealousies, and there's people who are wrong, one way or the other.
Well, what he did is we mentioned to Mark Andrews on the sideline after the drop ball. He came over to him and he said he made his way to the tight end and gave him some words of comfort. He says, "It's all of us. We're a team. It's all of us, and ain't just you." And that's a big deal. Did you ever, Fred? We always talk about all the great plays you make. Did you ever do like a blunder or something in a game and feel bad about it afterwards, or do you shake it off? What do you do when something like that? I mean, it's your job, but so how do you loosen up and get rid of it?
Well, it's like anything else, isn't it? I mean, you give it your best, and I think the player that can rise above his mistakes, as well as the mistakes of his teammates, is his duty to get rid of any negativity and just get ready for either the next play or the next game.
Can you think about, though, like, because when you were playing, obviously there was no social media, the access that fans have to players now, like, do you think, like, can you relate to the level of scrutiny they're under when they do mess up, like the hate that they get, the emails, the messaging, they got to shut down their social media, they get death threats because there's so much more accessibility, they have to deal with that much more baggage?
Oh, I think so. That's a good point. I think that all of these players, the one thing that they don't teach him on is what the hell is the sport about, and be cognizant and aware that you're going to get criticized. It used to be, gee, the press is going to write bad things about me. Well, hell, you got millions of people who want to string you up after a mistake. The kid, what's the kid's name that dropped the 2-point conversion?
Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
Mark. He's a great player, and he'll take criticism from his teammates. But the toughest thing to do is just to make yourself available through social media. If you're on that, I would recommend you get off.
Now, can I ask you real quick, what do you think about that? Because he didn't meet with the media. He got fined for that. He didn't meet with them the game day, and he did not meet with them the next day when they were cleaning out their lockers. He avoided the media. He didn't want to talk about that drop.
Yes. See, to me, that's a mistake.
Yeah.
You have to
talk about it.
You have to look. I'll never forget in the World Series, who was the pitcher for for the Oakland Raiders. He was a relief player. And
Dennis Eckersley?
Dennis Eckersley gave up the home run.
Yes, Dennis Eckersley. Yeah. And he said, I put my pants on and wait around my locker for the onslaught of criticism or questions. And he says, you got to go through it. It's all a part of being a pro. Yeah. And, if a guy's supposed to be a stud, like a lot of these guys are, they forget sometimes that they got to be available to, if I was a teammate and my teammate was had a terrible game, and I know he felt bad, I would want him to stand up in front of the press and face it.
Yeah, it's true.
Own it. Yeah.
Our people are agreeing with you. Nebraska Nikki says she agrees over there, and so there you have it. Now we have another inquiry here from I guess is it Pamela, who is she is talking. She said she also went to the ramp and likes the food. And Chris is saying she says that she's kind of glad that the season's here because she said she doesn't like New York teams as a whole, but the Jets, she said, just hired Aaron Glenn. He was the defensive coordinator from Detroit, and Detroit lost. So Aaron Glenn now going as the head coach for the Jets. What do you think about that, Fred? Good move?
I think he's a terrific player. He was a Pro Bowl performer for a couple of years, and he's, I think, a good choice. They like him. He's got a good reputation from other coordinators around the league. And I think that he's going to do well. The Jets aren't that far away from a couple of players. I think probably defensive tackle and a linebacker on defense, and then and get the quarterback position.
Right.
To get that guy going, and get a new attitude toward the season and the players and the teammates and stuff. I think the Jets they could make some noise next year.
Yeah, I think they could, and we'll see what comes down. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Yeah.
That's just rough, though, for the Lions, man. It's one thing to lose to a rookie quarterback at home as a number one seed, but then you lose your offensive coordinator and you lose your defensive coordinator, and you lose your offensive coordinator to a division rival. That's just egg in the face.
Where did he go, Jeremy? Where did he go?
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ben Johnson went to Chicago.
Went to Chicago.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, wrap things up here, maybe get some picks from Fred Dreyer here on some of the outcomes here. This is our weekend show, so we're going to pick before the games play. Some may be played by the time they play the show in your area, but we're going to have it right straight in front of you, and stay with us here. Fred Dreyer Show, email Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com, Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
What are the most important issues facing people in California? Inflation and crime. Hi, Aaron here. We at California Deluxe Windows addressed both. We are making beautiful energy-efficient custom-fit windows right here in LA, saving on waiting time and the cost, so it beats inflation. And our security features are unlike anybody else. Steel-reinforced frames, metal comlocks, night latches made from Lexan, almost unbreakable, like a football helmet, interlock, and more. This is our deflation security cell with 30% discount on top of it. And our installation is so precise, we do not break your stucco. Your house can be covered with potato chips and we wouldn't crack one. Call us 866-988-5100. 866-988-5100. 866-988-5100.
CSLB 774518. Some restrictions apply.
Are you annoyed, angry, or maybe there's another word you want to use about where your tax dollars are going? Let's face it, the government does a terrible job of managing money, especially when it's yours and mine. Tax dollars are being wasted, and all the government does is have their hand out for more. So what do? They send you, the tax-paying American or business owner, a letter saying you underpaid your taxes, and you owe us a lot more. Don't laugh and don't cry. Call the Tax Resources Network now. Their trained experts can help negotiate between you and the IRS and take all the stress off your back. And if you're lucky, save you a boatload of tax money. So before you think about calling the IRS, if you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, or you haven't filed in a while, call us right now.
888-816-7701. 888-816-7701. 888-816-7701. That's 888-816-7701.
It's time to rediscover Ka'anapali Resort on Maui. Goodbye stress and work. Hello paradise and fun. Restaurants, hotels, golf, spas, hiking, shopping, activities of all kinds, or just lounging on the beach and listening to the waves. Visit Ka'anapaliResort.com, KAANAPALI Resort.com. Ka'anapali Resort on the west side of Maui. Final segment here of the Fred Dreyer Show. So, by the way, we should mention this. You mentioned Shedeur Sanders as the number one ranked quarterback this year. That's the son of Deion Sanders and Colorado head coach Deion Sanders, who may be up for a coaching job somewhere else in the NFL, says multiple NF teams are asking about his son, and Deion says he will not allow some teams to draft his son. He says a couple of teams that I won't allow him to play for. This is my profession. I know what's behind the curtain.
He should explain that. He should be asked that question, because it's very clear. Elway did that for his son. So did
Manning.
So did Manning.
Yep.
And all these guys know who the good coordinators are. You don't turn your son with great athletic skills and the ability to make throws like they do, and then just throw the coin up in the air and flip to see what team gets your son, and make him suffer with stupid coaches.
Exactly. All right, and then this comes in from Pamela. She sent us a little graphic here of who's rooting for who. Buffalo, apparently the whole country's rooting.
It should have been Baltimore. Should have been purple.
Oh, it should have been Washington. So what do you think, Washington or Philly, Fred?
Philadelphia.
JD?
No, I think Philly in that one.
I'm going Washington. How about the
rooting
Bills
for Washington?
Bills and Kansas
Why
City.
are you going Washington?
Yeah, I think the kid quarterback's going to put it together. I think he's going to get the team going. I think some of the players are hurt on Philly. And what about between the Bills and Kansas City?
I like the Bills in that one, I think.
Bills.
Kansas City. Oh, my gosh. I'm out on the limb here. Don't take my picks.
All of the calls that went Casey's way, I think they're going to be on. I think they're going to let him play a fair game, and so we'll see who the better team is.
All right, we'll check that one out. That's our show. If you missed anything, please check us out on our website, thefreddryershow.com. Follow Fred Dreyer on X, Fred_Dreyer, Facebook.com/TheRealFredDreyer, Instagram, Fred_Dreyer, and email him, FredDryer@CRNTalk.com. That's DRYER, FredDryer@CRNTalk.com. Fred Dreyer, final thoughts.
Well, I appreciate Jeremy sitting in. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you, JD.
And next year is going to be your year, along with Baltimore and the Oreos and everything else that's Baltimore.
From your lips to God's ears. Crab cakes.
I miss the Baltimore Bullets.
Oh, yeah.
Keep missing them. We'll be back next week, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
If anyone should ask, you're listening to CRN Digital Talk Radio.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters reporting. The House House on Wednesday passed the Laken-Riley Act, sending the immigration-related bill to President Trump's desk. Correspondent Bernie Bennett has this report.
The chamber cleared the bill in a 263 to 156 vote. 46 Democrats voted with all present Republicans in favor of the legislation. Passage in the House came 2 days after the Senate approved the measure in a bipartisan 64 to 35 vote. Trump is expected to sign the measure, marking the first bill enacted in his second administration on a topic he and Republicans made a priority on the campaign trail. Speaker Mike Johnson wrote on X after the vote, quote, "Criminal illegal aliens must be detained, deported, and never allowed back into our country. The American people demand and deserve safety and security." Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Yet another fire is burning in Southern California, this time between Los Angeles and Bakersfield.
Evacuations have been ordered for remote communities near a new wind-driven wildfire in the mountains north of Los Angeles. The Hughes fire broke out late Wednesday morning.